Hey there friends, it's Shane Trejo from the Populist Brief News today, doing the first video update in a while. A lot of things going on that are interesting, and we definitely want to cover them in depth. One of the things that we've talked about since we founded the site was the digital lynch mob, or the Orwellian witch hunts of this day and age. So what basically we're talking about when we talk about this concept of the digital lynch mob, what we're talking about is when a group of people targets an individual for making a particular political point, then doxes them, harasses them, terrorizes them, targets their family, and then sends it to their employers so that they can't even make ends meet for having a particular political opinion. So this is something that's been done primarily on the left. They've done it after Charlottesville. They've really ramped it up, but they've always done this kind of stuff. And back in the day, they used to do it for consumer boycotts. They would target someone like Sean Hannity or Rush Limbaugh, which is bad enough, but now they're going after activists individually, and the mainstream media is working with these deranged leftist activists to terrorize their opposition. They also include lawsuits. They will file a SLAP, which is a strategic lawsuit against public participation. They will file that on you, anything to drain you of your funds and use the legal system as a way to curtail your rights. That's the digital lynch mob in a nutshell. Reason why I'm talking about this today is because it's starting to backfire on the leftists. That's right. They're finally getting a taste of their own medicine. Two examples show this happening recently. The first example involves James Gunn. He's the director of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. He's a man in his 50s. He left some jokes that didn't quite seem like jokes on his Twitter account regarding pedophilia. People on the right and even some lefties seized upon that, and Disney ended up firing this guy. Then what happened a few days prior to that was that a guy named Matt Rivets of Sleeping Giants was doxxed by the Daily Caller, and he was receiving a lot of hate, a lot of anger because of what he's been doing with his Sleeping Giants organization. What they do is they will take anything that, for instance, Breitbart or InfoWars writes about the Muslim invasion of Europe. They will highlight different passages of that, take it out of context, and send a digital lynch mob to the advertisers to choke off these popular conservative right-wing pro-Trump platforms from being able to receive advertisement. So this is the type of thing that happens all the time to conservatives. Right now we're being censored, attacked, harassed, threatened. Public figures like Keith Ellison and Maxine Waters come out in favor of these attacks. So it's being ordered from the top levels. What's good, though, is that it's not just something that's being used against conservatives and libertarians and pro-Trump people. This is backfiring on the establishment big time. The whole Me Too thing, the hysteria, the mobs of people, out in the court of public opinion deciding your guilt. It's a horrible precedent that's being set in this day and age. It's probably going to get a lot worse. The only good news is the left is feeling that pain, and they should really de-escalate before this gets crazy, because they're not the only people who can form mobs and whip those mobs into frenzies. So the radical left needs to de-escalate this problem before it gets a whole lot worse, but I suspect that it will anyway. But thank you for listening. We'll have more quick hitter updates. Check us out at pb-news.com. Find us at Populist Brief on Facebook, Gab, MeWe, YouTube, and other platforms. Signing off.